Hi everyone, welcome to another 15 cards episode. So the observant of you may notice that there's no cheese board in this episode. Do not worry, the cheese board will return. At the moment I've got a stand-in the form of this rather nice owly blanket, which you can't see the owl on it. It only really works from a distance. And I thought I'd have a little bit of a break here, and then we're going to see the return of the grid as well. I know there's big fans of the grid out there, so I think the grid needs to come in for a little while, and then we'll be back to the cheese board several weeks from now. So I'm going to go through as usual, just flip through these 15 cards. These are artifacts. I think they're all artifact creatures actually. And we'll just go through them, look at the rules, look at the general layout, and then we'll zoom in and take a look at the artwork and see what we can see when we get up close, because there's always interesting stuff that bounces out. I'll try and get my pointer out here, I often forget. Okay, let's do this. So we have Primal Clay. So for the cast, star, it's a shapeshifter, and this works rather nice. This wasn't planned again, but I think when I went through and did the episode about a wall deck, the earlier version of this came up. So it's this interesting modal spell, so that when it enters the battlefield, it becomes a choice of a 3/3 artifact creature, a 2/2 artifact creature with flying, or a 1/6 wall artifact creature with defender in addition to its other types. And of course it's a shapeshifter, so it's very helpful. Foundry Inspector, 3 to cast, 3/2. Artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, so pretty cool in an artifact deck. Chief of the Foundry, another cool one in an artifact deck, particularly in a creature artifact deck. So 3 to cast, 2/3. Other artifact creatures you control get +1/+1. Diamond Mare, 2 to cast, 1/3. Artifact creature Horse. As it enters the battlefield, you get to choose a colour. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen colour, you gain 1 life. Bronze Horse, so going way back here, 7 to cast, 4/4 with Trample. As long as you control any other creatures, damage dealt to Bronze Horse by spells that target it is reduced to 0. Chimeric Mass. So this is an interesting artifact. X to cast, so it enters the battlefield with X charge counters on it. So 1, until end of turn, Chimeric Mass becomes a construct artifact creature with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of charge counters on it. Dark Steel Mirror, so 3 to cast, it's a 0/1 and it's indestructible. One-Eyed Scarecrow, another interesting card. So 3 to cast, it's a 2/3. It is a defender, but creatures with flying your opponent's control get -1, -0. So very flavourful card this. Immolating Soul Eater, 2 to cast, 1/1. So we've got this interesting red mana here. So red Phyrexian mana. So 1 red Phyrexian mana. Immolating Soul Eater gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So you can either play with either red or 2 life. So that allows you to play it in a deck where you don't actually have any red mana in it, if you're prepared to give up 2 life to do that, to activate that. So 5 to cast for this Colorless Channeler. It's a 4/4. Tap, add 2 to your mana pool. So you see some of the creatures I'm featuring here, the artifacts, also sort of double up as mana rocks. Ulamog's Crusher, 8 to cast, it's an 8/8 with Annihilator 2. So I always found Annihilator super irritating to play against, because whenever this creature attacks, defending player sacrifices 2 permanents. Ulamog's Crusher attacks each turn if able. We have a rather nice Ornithopter here from way back. This would be from Mirrodin. So 0 to cast, 0/2 with flying. We've got Sentinel, bit of old school artwork here from Legends. 4 to cast, 1 and a star. I don't know how clearly you can see this. So the star in the lower right hand corner is 1 when cast. While blocking, you may choose to change star to equal 1 plus the power of target creature Sentinel blocks this turn. While attacking, you may choose to change star to equal 1 plus the power of the target creature that blocks Sentinel this turn. And I'm going to give a foil a go again. So we got Metalwork Colossus, 11 to cast. It's a 10/10 artifact creature construct. Metalwork Colossus costs X less to cast, where X is the total converted mana cost of non-creature artifacts you control. So it's non-creature artifacts. Sacrifice 2 artifacts, return Metalwork Colossus from your graveyard to your hand. Very nice foiling on that. I don't know if you can see that. And the card behind it is also a foil. We've got a nice foil Pilgrim's Eye here. 3 to cast, 1/1 with flying. When Pilgrim's Eye enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So I really like the foiling on this one. Again, don't know how well that's coming across, but I don't know if you can see that sort of central eye there in the web of it, sort of circular web, circular wheel. In certain conditions, certain angles, it really pops nicely, but again, it's quite difficult to often get that. That's why I don't always like using these foil cards. But those two, just as I pulled them out from my box, I thought, yeah, no, I've got to feature those on camera. So let's go in the right way here. Okay. And there we go. So hopefully you can see a bit more details here. I can never remember. I'm terrible. I used to work in biochemistry, so I'm trying to remember the name of this particular laboratory item here. Yeah. So I think it's used to distill stuff. So you heat this up, the solution in here, and then it condenses out and down into here, so you get like a condensed solution. I'm not sure even what this is here, whether it's part of this clay construct. Yeah, clearly we're in a lab environment anyway. Okay, Foundry Inspector. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be inside. Is there something encased here in like a clear helmet? It's tricky. These obviously are feet here. It almost has like a insect-like quality to it. And then we got Chief of the Foundry, which in some ways has a, similar-ish design here. This must be its tail, I suppose, going around here. Obviously different body and headgear. And we've got echoes of it, the other cards that are around here in some ways. I was curious, I can't resist a nice cloud formation, so yeah. It's a nice backdrop here. We've got a reflection of the clouds here in this lake, I suppose, or pond, or whatever it is. I don't know whether it goes off through here. There's a channel or not. Looks like there might be. Double rainbow, which is always cool if you get to see one of those. It's pretty unusual. It's like eating the lava, which I thought was pretty amusing. Oh, well, actually, I don't know. Do you think it's eating the lava or spurting it out? I'm assuming it's supposed to be eating lava to signify it can't be damaged. I don't think it's breathing lava. It's got this rather nice spiky tail here. Chimeric mass. Almost looks like some sort of battlefield. Like it's collecting whatever's been left behind. Looks like it's sort of collecting it up on its back, maybe. And here we have one of many mirrors in Magic, which all have a sort of similarish look to them, I think. And these are they're not so easy to necessarily see on here, but you know, you get this sort of reoccurring plate structure that you often see in like Mirrodin cards, particularly in like this Shards of Mirrodin. You can also see an element of it on, I don't know how clear that is on the actual design of the set symbol. Nice, yeah, like whatever this is supposed to be, this sort of halo of, assuming it signifies it's sort of around the creature because it's an indestructible creature. Oh yeah, that looks a lot creepier up. It's really difficult to see actually till you get up close. Now, the angle I'm in, I can see this. I don't know how well it pops on camera. But yeah, I always find I do really like Innistrad era artwork. Again, particularly sort of sometimes stuff that's going on in the background as well. I was curious with this one whether we could see anything interesting here. This looks like we've got these sort of stalked structures here. I don't know whether this is supposed to be underground somewhere or just outside, and there's just this canopy of structures. I can't make out what's here very well. That would look pretty cool in full, I think. Appears to be on fire. Appears to be immolating there. Colorless channeler. Yeah, another, you know, when you look at this, what does it make you think of? And I just can't help thinking of Aliens, the Aliens franchise. An interesting sort of light beams of light coming in here. Lumog's Crusher. See, this is where I get confused with this artwork, because is this something reaching up from below and this is its fist? It almost looks like it should be. And it's crushing this, so this is the crusher here. These tentacles thing. Or is this, you know, this, whatever it is, reaching forward with its arm and crushing the thing below it? But yeah, now I look at it, maybe it's around the other way. Yeah, I never really thought of that before. I just do really like this artwork. There's also the earlier version of it as well, I think. Back in sort of old borders where it's slightly different artwork as well to this. I can't remember how many different iterations there's been of this artwork. And I picked mainly because this is an interesting old card, like a black bordered legend card, and it had that interesting ability on there. I don't know if that's clearer to see. It's interesting to see how that's been errated actually. Really interesting sort of stars on the dome here as well. I'm not going to move this around too much because we've already sort of seen the foil effect here, so really we're mainly looking at seeing what's in the background. In this sort of cityscape. I'm trying to think of that series, what's it called? Yeah. Trying to think of the monster film where, is it Kaijudo? Oh yeah, I'm not very good at remembering certain franchises. But it sort of reminds me of those huge creatures with, actually someone controlling it inside them. That's what it makes me think of. I hope this is that supposed to be something else down here that it's sort of terrorising? Or maybe it's its leg actually. Yeah, maybe it's just its leg. Another piece of artwork where you've got, it's probably birds in the background maybe. Again, nice cloud formation. I do like a bit of cloud. Oh, and this one, yeah, definitely very nice thing. Backdrop there. Was it mountains? There almost looks like sort of snow-covered peaks. And again, initially when I first looked at it, I thought quite a lot of it was clouds, but that looks like that's the sort of snow-covered peaks of over here, and then we're moving into desert maybe over here. I don't know if there's some clouds in the background or not actually, difficult to tell. It's the only downside of using foil cards, unfortunately. But look at that, that's just so nice. And Pilgrim's Eye has been reprinted a few times. This one's from Battle for Zendikar. Cool. So there we have it. Thanks once again for watching. And I will return in a future episode and doing something interesting with Dollarama repacks again and trying to mash up this with deck building. So keep an eye out for that video. Bye for now.